raise money, obviously. At one point, we're going to have the pitch meeting. So I'd be interested in just hearing stories about pitch meetings that went, like things that, especially that are warning signs, like things that do not do's that you've seen in meetings, in pitches.
So my biggest pet peeve is seeing someone present a market size that is just totally irrationally large and assumes that you will have 100% of it. And, I mean, it's funny, but I see so many decks, as I assume everyone, where it's this market, if we're selling toys, is there's $10 billion of toys. It's like, okay, but what's your take? How does that come down sliver after sliver to you? And it's not that at some point we all say, yes, this is either a big market or it's not, but it's more just that general mental exercise of making sure that the person thought through what is actually addressable or attainable, let alone a total market that is already saturated.
I think some of the best ones come when entrepreneurs don't start with the macro, but they start with the micro. That they start by telling the story of their product and the relationship between the product and the customer. And the best ones of all are when there's a real prototype to play with. And the prototype might be paper, but starting micro with the product and a prototype is a way more fun conversation than starting with, like, here's the planet Earth, and there are this many people who do this, and there are this many dollars associated with that. It's like so boring. And it's boring for you too. I know it is, because I used to make those PowerPoint decks. It's not satisfying, and it isn't actually what makes a great company either. So I think start micro. Start with the product and the user, and tell that story. The other thing that is kind of hard for you to do, but as the entrepreneur, but is really important to pushing the conversation forward, is don't tell the story like a novel. Like, tell the story from the ending. So don't feel compelled to tell us the story of how you came up with this idea and how for many years you've been putting together the thoughts on this. It's not a novel. It's actually a prototype that we want to, because all that other stuff we take for granted.